This is Dabu7. Well, you never know what you're getting out there, especially when things are labeled a certain way. In this instance, we have a man that was pushing off grain that he said was organic, which checks out to be one of the biggest schemes in history, especially tied to organic food. They're saying that a group of individuals, one of which is deceased, this Randy Constant, he, along with several others, were selling these grains to different farmers from 2010 to 2017 and telling them that it was organic when it was not. This involved at least $142 million worth of grain sales. Most of this going to cattle or other animals that were using it to feed off of. But then those creatures, those animals, were sold as organic fed animals. So the whole thing was a lie, because the grain was being purchased just from everyday farmers out there, a lot of it doused with chemicals and just mixed with whatever and then passed off as being organic. So these guys were lying large scale. The guy Randy Constant, after he was indicted, he killed himself, but the other people that are involved are catching charges now. Now we have this North Missouri businessman who was involved with the whole thing going down for this as well. This is Stephen Whiteside of Chillicothe. He's only facing 3 years probation and a $45,000 fine, when the original man, Constant, which is now deceased, he was facing a whole lot more. He had got a 10-year sentence in prison on top of that, and they believe that's why he took his life. But this was large scale, and this has been going on for years. So it just goes to show that if you're buying stuff out there off of someone that's not trusted, you don't know what you're getting. This is why I say deal with the farmers markets. Deal with people that you know locally and that you trust. That's about all I can say to that, because people are scandalous. And out here in this world, they'll do just about anything to make a buck on someone else. This is a heads up for those out there that like their organic. Might want to think twice or look deeper into where you're getting it, where it's being grown, and all that if you really care. I'll leave a link. I'll break this down further on the next live stream. Going live Monday, Wednesday, and Friday night.
Okay, Shalom. All praises to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shah, Bahashem, Rakah Kwadash. Double honor to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone. And salutations, you Akim out there that push this word in truth and in sincerity. There you have it. Hey, while the men of Great Millstone, of the part of the hope for the elect, is hastening the coming of the day of our Lord Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shah, you have these scam artists out there saying that food is organic, but it's not really organic. Now I pose this question. When you go to your Trader Joe's, your Aldi's, your Fine Fare, your Fairways, and you think you're getting organic food, is it really organic? Hey, it tell you in the scriptures that we are eating defiled food in the land of our captivity. So how organic is this food we eating? You try to live healthy. You try to buy the best you can buy with your dollar. Consider us living in the land of our captivity. So you think that you buying organic greens, organic herbs, organic meat, grass-fed lamb, grass-fed beef, organic chicken. But is it really organic? Is it really grass-fed? How do we know? We going on the word of Esau, the so-called white man, and that devil is a deceiver. So here it is. We think we getting some grass-fed lamb, grass-fed beef, straight up organic chicken, and it could be a lie. And by the way, these devils, whether they Arabs, whether they Edomites, they pray over to their gods their food, man. So our food got, and these food products that they sell us got demons on them, you know what I'm saying? So that's why we ought to pray over our food before we eat, man. So here it is, Dabu 77 bringing out that all the food we think is organic is not organic, man. But hey, man, guess what? It tell you that in the scriptures. Ezekiel, the 4th chapter. Abba Watazayu Akematu be edified. I'm not going to make this lesson too long. I'm just going to get straight to the point. Because, hey, man, you think you're getting organic food in the land of our captivity, but guess what? This is the land of our captivity. You're not going to get everything organic, man. You might not get nothing organics because Esau like to lie, man. Esau is the devil, man, the deceiver. So we think we getting organic food, trying to eat healthy, trying to stay strong, but it can be defiled food. Ezekiel Chapter, where we start at? And the whole chapter goes into the chapter, the 4th chapter, Ezekiel, the 4th chapter. The whole chapter goes into how the Lord had Ezekiel, was telling Ezekiel to make barley cakes and mix it with dung. And Ezekiel was complaining to the Most High that he didn't want to eat human dung, so he said mix it with cow dung. Hey, you can get into the scriptures, but for the sake of time, I'm not going to get into all that. I'm just going to bring out the points. But Ezekiel, the 4th chapter, the whole chapter goes into us eating defiled food in the land of our captivity. Because we're still in the land of our captivity yet to this day, man. So, this is nothing new that Dabu 777 is bringing out, man. Defiled food, whether it's dill, cilantro, whether it's scallions, rosemary, sage, organic apples, tomatoes, lettuce. It's all defiled, man, because Esau is not going to tell you the whole truth, man. This devil is a deceiver. Whether you eating grass-fed lamb, grass-fed beef, chicken that's getting fed with nothing but the chicken that's being fed with corn, organic corn, you're not going to get that, man. What we're going to get is defiled, abused food in the land of our captivity. So I'm going to read it again. This is Ezekiel chapter 4 verse, let me see when we start at. 10. And thy meat, which thou shalt eat, shall be by weight. Because, hey, look at the food prices, man. They're weighing the food prices by weight, man. Hey, the meat is weighed by weight, man, and measured, man. So here it is. They selling you meat by the pound. So the heavier the meat, the thicker the meat, the more you have to pay for the food, man. The thinner the meat, the less you have to pay, man. And sometimes when you get food, the thinner the meat, it's more fat than anything, man. So you're not getting the proper, you ain't getting no food, man. You ain't getting no true meat. You're getting fat and bones and a little meat. So the more you pay, the more you get. So that's why it says, and thy meat which thou shalt eat shall be by weight, 20 shekels a day. Because hey, when you look at the food industry, and I don't have food stamps, so I pay for my food by greenbacks, by FRNs. So I could see the rise in the food prices, man, the meat prices, man. Hey, for 3 pieces of lamb chops, damn near $13, man. But if you want some lamb chops, hey, guess what, man? You're gonna do what you gotta do to get them lamb chops, man. This is the times we living in. Hyperinflation, inflation, food prices skyrocketing. The economy is it's circling the drain. So read, it says, back in Ezekiel chapter 4 verse 10, and thy meat which thou shalt eat shall be by weight, 20 shekels a day. From time to time shalt thou eat it. Verse 11, thou shalt drink also water by measure, because hey, they selling you water, and you can't go to these rivers and try to draw water from these rivers, because these waters are in these rivers are contaminated, because Esau done fucked the earth up, man. Esau, being the so-called white man, which is the devil, then defiled the whole earth, man. So you can't go to these streams and get water, man. Fresh water from these streams, hey, it's not gonna happen, man, because it's defiled, man. Because this devil done totally fucked the whole earth up, man. And that's why the Most High got to do a total cleansing of this earth, man. And the ultimate cleaning agent is thermonuclear destruction fire, man. Concentrated fire from these chariots, man. That's the ultimate cleaning agent, man. Fire to purify this land. Because this land has been totally defiled. The food, the water, everything is defiled under the inhabitants of the men that's ruling in the society, which is Esau, the so-called white man. So it reads, back in Ezekiel Chapter 4, verse 11, thou shalt drink also water by measure. The sixth part of a hin from time to time shalt thou drink. Verse 12, this is the point. And thou shalt eat it as barley cakes, and thou shalt bake it with dung. Yes, the Most High was telling Esau, slip of the tongue, the Most High was telling Ezekiel that, hey, in the land of your captivity, you're going to be eating defiled food. So, hey, right now, as a example of what's going to come in the days, as an example of what's going to come in the future prophecies in the days to come, mix this food that you eating, these barley cakes, with dung, human dung. But Ezekiel was protesting to the Most High. He didn't want to eat human dung, so the Most High said he uses cow's dung, which is still defiled food, representing us eating defiled food in the land of our captivity, man. And we yet in this day in our captivity. So it reads, it says, and thou shalt eat it as barley cakes, and thou shalt bake it with dung that come out of man in their sight. And the Lord Yahweh said, even thus shall the sons of Israel eat their defiled bread amongst the Gentiles, wherever I have scattered them. And that's the point, man. We are scattered throughout the four corners of the face of the earth, and we are eating defiled food amongst the Gentiles, amongst the foreigners, amongst the heathen, that we are scattered, and we are eating the defiled bread that these Edomites, these Moabites, these Japhethites, these Ammonites, these Hamites are feeding us, man. These Ishmaelites, we're eating defiled bread amongst the Gentiles, man. Wherever we have been driven. But the bulk of the Israelites are in the land of America, so guess what? They eating defiled bread in the land of our captivity by these Edomites, man. And they're going to pay wholeheartedly, man. These Edomites are going to pay, man. So it reads, and the Lord Yahweh said, even thus shall the sons of Israel eat their defiled bread amongst the Gentiles, wherever I have driven them. And the Most High have driven us throughout the four corners of the earth, man. And the bulk of the Israelites are in the land of Israel. Are in the land of America, man. The land of Babylon, Egypt, spiritually Sodom and Gomorrah, the daughter of Babylon. So I don't care if you go to Aldi's, Trader Joe's, and it says organic. How do you know it's truly organic, man? And this is what Dabu 777 is getting at, man. And this is prophecy. We are eating defiled food in the land of our captivity. There's no getting around that. I don't care how you shop, where you shop. The food is defiled. It could be organic, or it cannot be, or may not be organic, even though it says organic. But how do you know? You can't tell. We gotta go on the faith, man, of the Lord, man, and put our trust and faith in the Lord Yahweh Bashim Havashai, that we eating some good food, man, to keep us nourished. You know what I'm saying? But everything is of the Lord, man. Everything is of the Lord, man. So it reads, because Ezekiel never ate no defiled food, man. So here it is. The Lord is telling Ezekiel to eat some defiled food, mix it with man's dung, representing us eating defiled food in the land of our captivity. So you can't get around eating defiled food, man. You just gotta pray over it and ask the Most High to bless us. And hey, man, like I said, everything is of the Lord, man. So if you eating defiled food, like I'm talking about clean food to be able to eat. I'm not talking about pork, strips, and lobsters, man. That's defiled food. That's an abomination unto the sight of the Lord. You should not be eating that, man. And if any Israelite out there is eating that shit, man, you need to fucking put that shit away, man. Stop eating it, man. I'm talking about defiled food such as grass-fed lamb, which should be organic. It says grass-fed. It should be grass-fed, but it's not really always grass-fed. Grass-fed lamb, grass-fed beef, chicken that's been given the proper corn and the proper wheat to eat is not always grass-fed. Not always good, man, to eat, man. So we live in the land of our captivity to this day, and we eating defiled food in the land of our captivity. This is Baruch chapter 3 verse 8 before I close it out. And it reads, behold, we are yet this day in our captivity, where thou hast scattered us. Hey, did not it said in Ezekiel 4 and it says 4 and slack it real quick. Four and 13, Ezekiel 4 and 13, where the Lord have driven us. We have been scattered at the four corners of the earth. So it reads back in Baruch chapter 3 verse 8. Behold, we are yet this day in our captivity, where thou hast driven us, scattered us, for a reproach and a curse, and to be subject unto payments, a reproach and a curse. Wherever we at have been scattered, we under curses, man, and the reproach, man. That's why we have these different, we going through what we going through. A reproach and a curse. And read it again. Behold, Baruch chapter 3 verse 8. Behold, we are yet this day in our captivity. We are still captive under Esau in the land of America, which is Babylon, and spiritually Egypt, and spiritually Sodom and Gomorrah. Even though we don't have no physical chains on us, but we have mental chains and spiritual chains, man, because 2/3 of you Negroes, Hispanics, and Native Americans are totally bugged out of your mind, man. You have no clue what's going on. We are yet this day in our captivity, under the hand of Esau, the so-called white man. Why? Because we have a birth certificate, we have a social security number, we have a driver's license, man. We are bound by contracts under Esau, the so-called white man. So we yet this day now, we still in our captivity, man. We gotta pay taxes, which is tribute. So we in captivity totally, man. So it reads, behold, we are yet this day in our Baruch chapter 3 verse 8. Behold, we are yet this day in our captivity, where thou hast scattered us for reproach and a curse, and to be subject unto payments. We gotta pay rent, car notes, child support, alimony. You name it, man. rent, child support, light bill, gas bill, car insurance, car notes. We are yet this day in our captivity and we subject unto payments, man. So we eating defiled bread in the land of our captivity, and we still subject unto payments. We still under the thumb. We still under the rulership of Esau, man. So we are not free. Our Redeemer, Yahweh, why Yahweh Shah, our Redeemer, Yahweh Shah, man, is coming, man. See, we are looking for our Redeemer, man, to deliver us, for Yahweh Shah is the deliverer, to deliver us out of this hellhole that we living in, man. But until that day comes, until that time comes, we're going to be eating defiled bread in the land of our captivities, and we're going to be still subject unto payments, man. And you can't get around that, man. And that's just the bottom line. So it reads, back in Baruch chapter 3, verse 8. Behold, we are yet this day in our captivity, where the devil has scattered us for reproach and the curse, and to be subject unto payments, according to all the iniquities of our fathers. And this is the reason why we in this predicament we into this day, man. We are our forefathers coming back in the reincarnation, man. And in our past lives, we sinned against the Most High wholeheartedly, man. And that's why we paying for it in this life we living in right now, man. So if you're a man of the Lord, if you understand these scriptures, you understand why we going through these hardships, man. And you're going to seek the Lord 10 times more, man. Pray to him, fast, and beg for deliverance. And that's just the whole bottom line, man. We are begging for deliverance, man. To be delivered out of this shithole, man. So it reads. It says, back in Baruch chapter 3, verse 8. Behold, we are yet this day in our captivity, where the devil has scattered us for reproach and a curse, and to be subject unto payments. That's why we have to pay rent. We have to pay car notes, child support, alimony, mortgage. It is what it is, man. It says, according to all the iniquities of our fathers, which departed from the Lord Yahweh, our power, man. Because that's why we're in this situation we're in right now. Because our forefathers coming back in the reincarnation, departed from the laws, statutes, and commandments of the Most High, and that's why we are suffering to this very day, man. And we need deliverance. And the only one that can redeem us and deliver us out of this shithole that we're living in is Yahweh Shah, man. For he is the deliverer. He is the savior of the sons of Israel, which is part of the elect, which is part of being the joint heirs in his kingdom, man. Us being joint heirs with Yahweh Shah, those is part of the elect, the 144,000, the first fruits. So when turned in, we're going to eat defiled food in the land of our captivity. Until Yahweh Shah deliver us, we're going to eat defiled food in our captivity, in the land of our captivity, wherever the Most High have driven the elect. Until then, we're going to be subject unto payments, paying car notes, rent, child support, you name it, man. Until we be delivered out of this shithole, we are subject unto payments, and we are going to eat defiled food in the land of our captivity. You cannot get around that, man. You cannot get around that. Why? We departed from the laws, statutes, and commandments. And that's all to be said, man. There's no more to be said. With that, Shalom.